All right, Webster. You gave everybody the definition of pragmatic.
No, I asked the question. Do you want me to repeat the question?
Sure, John. Go for it.
Okay. Has Scott Harris been dealing with things sensibly and realistically in a way that is based on practical rather than theoretical considerations? Question mark.
What do you say? Yes. Okay. Can I present that the Suarez trade that Seattle made was a pragmatic move?
Paddock?
No. Here's the thing with Paddock. Paddock covers Olsen. It doesn't solve any of the problems that existed before Reese Olsen's injury. So I don't want to pat Scott Harris on the back for simply filling a need that arose that day.
I didn't realize I was fanning the flames or pouring gas on it. I was asking a simple question.
Okay, look, the deadline's not done, but they are losing the trade deadline as we sit here today.
Well, how can you lose before it's even done?
Because other teams are adding and you're not. They're adding impact players and you're adding a second Montero.
Well,
who, by the way,
you still have a fourth quarter. I mean, you have to finish the game, don't you?
But we're doing the show in the third quarter, John. We're doing the show
right
now.
Early.
Okay, well, then we'll cancel the show and we'll come back at 6 and finish it.
No, I'm just telling you, okay, let's take it down just a notch.
I know I've been warned about tone, and there is a smarm alarm that is lurking. But, John, I looked at the Suarez deal as pragmatic. The Mariners did not give up a top 100 prospect. They gave up the 9th player in their system, as well as 16 and 17. If you would have talked to Tiger fans a day ago and said, you got to give up Max Anderson and a couple pitchers in the middle of your system to add Eugenio Suarez, Tiger fans would have said yes. And now you'll get some people defending Scott saying, well, he doesn't want to mortgage the future. Seattle didn't either. Seattle's a team you're competing with. They could be an ALDS opponent. They've added 2 impact bats, without giving up the farm. They've been pragmatic and competitive. Could Scott be both?
So I will say that the pragmatic approach would have also been to sign or to trade for a Eugenio Suarez, because you're not signing a guy in free agency that is going to cost you $20, $25, $30 million a year. We've had the conversation about Skubal, about $40 million a year.
Right.
This is a guy that is well compensated, but most of that contract, and I don't know how many years he signed for prior. I don't know how long. I'm not going to even get into that.
Deal.
This was the last year of his deal. He was making $15 million. That has mostly been paid out. So it's not like you are mortgaging the bankroll. You're not going to have a long-term cost for this. The long-term cost is, well, what if this guy pans out as a prospect to be a superstar? Well, odds are in your favor that he's not a superstar, and you might get a guy that could help you win a World Series this year.
Yeah, again, I don't think this is an Illich issue because it's not a big money spend. It's a Scott Harris decision that he decided not to make.
Yeah.
Are they taking this seriously? Are they trying to seriously compete and win a World Series? I think I have every right to ask that question right now. Are they seriously trying to do what they can to win a World Series? With the emphasis on the word serious.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to add a high-impact reliever by 6 o'clock today? Swing and miss. Not this Rafael Montero. A real, not a reclamation project for Chris Fetter, a real back end of the bullpen guy. I think that's a fair question. There's not another impact bat like Suarez. They've already swung and missed there, and they're going to have to deal with it down the line.
Mm-hmm.
Are they doing enough? For a team that has a great record, has a great shot, has a puncher's chance as they sit today, are they doing enough to keep up and be serious?
For the players that are being marketed on teams that aren't going to make the postseason, the answer to that question right now is no, because there's no other guy out there like Suarez. Now, I'm not going to say it's a swing and miss. I'm not going to say that, hey, they've lost the trade deadline before the trade deadline even gets here.
Because I said losing. I didn't say lost.
Okay.
Words matter, John.
Yes. Thank you very much for throwing that back at me. But what does it take for them to turn this into a win? And is there a bat that is under team control for the next couple of years that could come in here and make this team better? There's plenty of them out there. I don't know the conversations that Scott Harris, John Morosi said that teams, if they're looking to move someone, they are going to call Scott Harris because the Tigers farm system is loaded. So if I'm thinking about it, doesn't mean I have to, but I'll give Scott Harris a call. There are going to be teams that are calling Scott Harris versus the other way around because you don't necessarily know who might be on the market until a team reaches out.
Their prospect pool is overflowing.
Yes.
It's a very robust, strong prospect pool. That is something you can compliment Scott Harris for. But if you're unwilling to weaponize it, then that's something you can criticize him for. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're not going to give up your top 5, okay. You're going to give up 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? None in the top 10? Because Morosi said it seems like they're unwilling to move anybody in the top 10, which feels silly for a team that, at least I thought, was in contention. Maybe Scott Harris doesn't view his baseball team as a serious threat.
Well, I did think he said that guys like Hyu Lee, Max Anderson, those guys could be moved, but that he thought that the top 5 guys, where you're talking about McGonigal, Clark, Briseño, and I know Rayner's hurt, but it's like those guys aren't going to be moved.
No, he did say Anderson is a piece that could have swung the Suarez deal,
right?
And it would appear they were unwilling to do it. Another way of reading this is they don't value Suarez that way. But
they don't value him because he also said that it was they weren't going to do that for expiring contracts. That's why I bring up there might be something in the works that we don't know about. And if that's the case, what we don't know about Scott Harris is when he should be a buyer, is he going to be a buyer? Because this is the first year. So when it's all said and done, if he's not a buyer and we all determine that he should have been, then yes, that's a loss. But it's also, we don't know what he's going to do, or he's been cards tight to the vest until something actually happens.
Do you feel like they've already been buyers? Because I think Paddock is just replacing Olsen.
No, to me, no.
So they have not yet been buyers. Emphasis on yet. I understand the deadline's at 6 o'clock later today. What I was saying is they might not view Suarez as this impact bat. I would question it, but maybe that's one way to read into why they weren't more aggressive in pursuit of him. They love McKinstry, who, by the way, played short the last couple days and can play the outfield. Javi can play third, although he was in center yesterday. Vierling can play third, although he's played a bunch of outfield. They can add a third baseman and still have all their other guys. We know they're not all boppers. This isn't the 27 Yankees. You'd replace Andy Ibanez's roster spot with Eugenio Suarez. You're better. Guys would get less playing time. They've already shown they're okay with that. Jake Rogers is part of that culture who says Dylan Dingler's better than me. I'll take a back seat. Colt Keith, I can't play first because Torque's hitting. DH me. I'll play third. They have a culture of guys who have sacrificed and bought into, hey, whatever AJ puts out there, I trust. So why would Suarez, it wouldn't be a culture loss, be a culture gain if you listen to Gleyber Torres yesterday. They don't value him. Fine. There are other moves to make. They got to hit the bullpen aggressively today. 248-539-9797. Brandon on a cell. You're on 97.1.
Hey, guys. How you doing this morning?
Good.
I'm just, if Scott Harris does not make a move, I'm not buying another Little Caesars pizza the rest of my life because this is a wide open race the whole year. It's the most gettable I think the AL has been in a long time. And to your point, and you guys, excellent points, Max Anderson's a guy that's never really been talked about until now at the deadline. The guy's been slashing 300, hitting home runs. And, guys, seriously, what are we doing? Like, I don't get it if we don't make a move for Eugenio Suarez. Seattle's a mid-market team, as are we. It's not like we lost out Eugenio to the Yankees or the Dodgers or something like that. We need power in our lineup. Our pitchers have not been as good as they were last year. And I just don't know what they're doing. Like, why are we not making the moves when we have a chance? This is we're going to be like the Red Wings fans. This is the Iser plan. That's how I feel about Harris right now, is like we trusted him, but I think Illich brought him in to be cheap, which is sad because we have a tremendous fan base that wants these guys to be good, and we just want to see a championship in this city. And this is our year. We've got the shot. We've got Skubal. And if we're not going to pay for Skubal, like, give us that shot. Give the fans a chance to win a World Series. That's where I am.
Brandon, it's brilliantly said.
So Scott Harris, to just paraphrase that call, is being cheap with his prospects.
Not financial dollars.
Not financial dollars. Because if you're not going to spend money in free agency, that's a different kind of cheap.
Yeah, it's a whole different conversation.
This is all about, you've built up a farm system in the last few years that has tremendous value.
I know why people are doing it. I don't think this is a connect the dots Illich thing. And I'm not doing this like get out in front and defend Chris Illich routine. There's plenty to be critical of. What I'm saying is this is not about him opening the wallet. This is about your decision makers having some chutzpah, having a little bit of gusto, deciding I'm going to burn a little bit of the future, take a risk to capitalize on the moment. Now, with the Red Wings, there is no moment. They're not even in the playoffs. With the Tigers, they are. Mm-hmm. So it's even more egregious. Let's get to Steve in Livonia. Steve, you're on 97.1.
How's he doing, guys?
What's up?
Oh, I'm just upset. I'm just as upset as you guys are. It's outrageous. It's like, come on. You have all these opportunities to use some of these prospects that you won't even see for 5 or 6 years. It's like, take the gamble, take the risk. It's like, come on. You had all the opportunities in the world. I mean, hell, I would even bring in Marcelo Zuna for a low-tier prospect. That'll at least give you a little bit of power, maybe make a little bit of a playoff run. Even Stephen Kwan. Trade for Stephen Kwan. Trade for David Fry.
Kwan makes a ton of sense as like a Harris guy, a Tiger guy, right? Bat to ball, good base runner, great arm in the outfield, multi-years of control. I know the reports are he's available. I don't know that he's going to get dealt today. I mean, it'd be a hell of a move if the Tigers made it, if anybody made it. But I don't think anybody's adding Kwan today. You know, I've tried to focus on guys who I think will be dealt.
Yeah.
Is like, because what I don't want to do is go, Scott has to go get the sun, the stars, and the moon, and they don't even get dealt, and then that's not fair to him.
No, but that's the type of individual where if you are able to get a guy with multiple years of team control, we don't know who might or might not be on the market. And if Scott Harris is running a tight ship where you're not going to get leaks, and then all of a sudden, before the deadline, some point today, an announcement is made. That's why I'm just reserving a little bit of my disdain until the deadline actually comes and goes.
If they don't add Bednard or an effective 8th, 9th inning bullpen arm, I think I want to hear you complain tomorrow.
That's the most urgent.
Okay. I want to hear your voice go up a couple octaves tomorrow and breathe a little fire on the air.
I have the same octave range as you have.
Can you breathe a little fire tomorrow if they don't? Like, can we put this down? Like, it's not Bednard or bust, but it's a player of his caliber or bust today, right?
It has to be an impact arm. And Montero is not an impact arm.
No. The second Montero.
The second Montero. At least as he is built now.
Okay. Phone calls, ticket text, feedback. Are they losing the deadline? Are they taking this serious enough for you? It's 97.1.